All right. I don't want any judgment for how I'm about to act. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Savannah with VLG Marketing. Today we're going to be talking about influencer marketing and how you can use it in your B2B marketing strategy. Let's hop into it.
Let me get my news desk ready over here. Sorry.
Live from San Diego. Just kidding. Chris.
Yes.
I really like your Stanley Cup.
Thank you, me too.
Where'd you get that? Were you influenced?
I was not. It's my favorite accessory. But no, my wife was actually. I got it as a gift.
Do you know who she was influenced by? Because I know that cup is big on TikTok.
She told me it was, because I asked her yesterday, because I did not know.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was really a thing. And then she got one, and I was like, I like that. It actually fits in your cup holder.
Yeah, that's the point.
So I was actually influenced by her. But she said somebody named Kristen Johns.
Mm-hmm. I know
and
who
then
she
I
is.
don't remember the other one. It was a Dallas influencer.
But she was
who
influenced.
recently got memed because I saw the meme and I was like, do you know who this is? And she's like, yeah, she's really big. And
That's
blah,
who I
blah,
bought my Stanley Cup from. Yeah.
Who is it?
I don't know that one,
Oh,
but I
okay.
do know Kristen Johns.
All right.
She's definitely a big influencer on TikTok, which is actually what I want to talk about today.
Okay.
Is influencer marketing.
Link in bio, y'all.
Big term to
Yeah.
talk about here.
So I think
Carries some weight.
it does carry some
And
weight.
some baggage. That's what I meant to say. Baggage. Yeah.
Absolutely. So influencer marketing is, it's just working with creators that you're creating this branded content that you're trying to reach audiences that you wouldn't normally reach in some very standard marketing practices. So it's just a way of working with creators to create this content.
Yeah, I think people get stuck on the fact that it's so common right now with consumer products and direct-to-consumer marketing and that sort of thing that they have this idea in their head of influencer marketing. Oh, it's a person with an affiliate link in bio, whatever. And that's basically it in a nutshell. That's one version of it, but I don't think that's all there is. And that's why I mean there's baggage because there's so many connotations that come along with that term that aren't necessarily accurate.
So that is the beauty of influencer marketing is everyone thinks it's kind of this B2C thing, and it is, but you can also use it for B2B. So there really is not one size fits all when it comes to influencer marketing. With the right research and you take your time, you can really mold it to your needs.
It's true, but to understand sort of where we are now, how do we get here with influencer marketing? Because obviously it's completely ubiquitous now.
Absolutely.
So let's go back. Let's look at where it started and how we ended up here.
How do we get here?
Social media is the reason that we have influencer marketing. So if we can take it back to MySpace, Instagram is a huge one. When we had the Explore page, that's where these figures would get this following on social media. And now you have it across so many other channels, YouTube, TikTok, and if we want to think OG, mom bloggers were truly the OG influencers.
Not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
Because moms were buying these products that these blogs that they followed were recommending.
And fitness bloggers. That's the other one I always remember is
Yes.
fitness blogs, fitness YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. And if I think about it, the protein powder that I use this day, the only reason that I use that protein powder is because 7 years ago, I bought it from two influencers that I followed on Instagram. I trusted their word. And so I was like, they're not going to steer me wrong. So I bought this protein powder, loved it. And it's what I use to this day.
Yeah. And it was around that same time I was using some free like workout videos on YouTube, and they had these things called power blocks, and they were basically, it's like having a full set of dumbbells.
Yeah.
But for people who live in an apartment. And so I was like, that works for me. And they use them in every video. I was like, I need a set of these.
And you bought them.
And I bought them, and I still have them to this day, and I use them.
Yeah.
Same deal, though. I knew I liked those workouts. I trusted the people who were showing that they were using that equipment. It wasn't a direct pitch or sell or affiliate link or anything. It was just the fact that I was influenced by somebody else having it.
Even last week, so I'm going on a vacation next week.
I've got 2 tickets to paradise. Pack your bags, we're leaving day after tomorrow.
And I've been shopping for things to wear on my vacation. And a TikToker that I follow, she always posts these outfits. She posted a link. And she's like, this is the best romper on Amazon. I watched that video, went to her profile, clicked her Amazon storefront, purchased it. It's now in my closet, ready to go for vacation next week. That's how instant it reached me and influenced me.
You got hard influence is what you're saying.
Hard influence. Yeah, no dark funnel here. Let's look at the numbers. 72% of marketers have used some form of influencer marketing in the last year. And if I'm thinking about some good examples, the first one that comes to mind for me is like when I was in college, Kylie Jenner had the lip kits.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, she comes from a celebrity family, but where people were buying her lip kits and being influenced to buy them was Instagram.
Right.
And other beauty bloggers and YouTubers were using her products, therefore people were buying them.
It's probably the biggest example of influencer marketing we've seen to date. And it's a little bit different because she obviously owns the brand.
Mm-hmm.
My most recent example, I think, is probably, Rich is going to laugh because he's an Eagles fan, but Troy Aikman's beer that he released.
See, I didn't even know about this.
He released a beer in the last 6 months, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, I'll try that just because it's Troy Aikman.
Right.
Now, literally, they launched that brand on basically the back of his influence, his social platform. That's pretty much it. And now they're a pretty big beer brand as it goes, like regionally speaking. So again, it's a little different because they're owning the brand, but it's just using that social capital and that platform to grow exponentially at a much quicker rate than you would be able to if you didn't have a platform.
So influencer marketing can actually fall in the dark funnel. I might have not bought that romper from the girl's storefront link that day, but maybe later on I'm seeing it and I'm like, oh, remember when she bought that? That's how I bought Kylie Jenner's lip kit. I didn't buy it from like a link from Kylie Jenner's Instagram profile. Saw it and I was like, I really want some of this because everyone's using it.
Yeah, and if you think about it, you may have, because we've talked in a previous conversation about the dark funnel and the different ways we've been affected by that. But also, there may be a product out there that you have saved or you've encountered a brand or something, and it's in your mind or something, you've seen on social media, you follow, whatever it may be, that you just may not be ready to buy yet.
Right.
But it's rolling around in your head that if that time ever came, you have this brand in mind. But if you say you get closer to a buying decision and you see somebody who you already trust is an expert in your industry who is either promoting this product or talking about how great it is, that's going to affect your decision and maybe even expedite that decision to make a purchase. I think a lot of people also confuse influencer marketing with something like a celebrity endorsement or something like that. What would you say to somebody who does, carry that idea and confuse those two things? What's the difference, would you say?
Yeah, and you kind of touched on it earlier, is celebrity endorsements, it's so very obvious that they're being paid. And influencer marketing, yes, you are being paid a lot of the time. But the difference is the trust. It's normally somebody that you trust and you're already following that's kind of intertwined in your buying decisions. And the biggest part of it is authenticity. You know that what's coming through is authentic. And if you think about somebody like Charli D'Amelio, she's, I think, the biggest TikToker on TikTok right now. She loved Dunkin' Donuts, and she would post her Dunkin' Donuts coffee order, and it blew up.
And it went like
a little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side.
On TikTok. And so Dunkin' Donuts reached out to Charli D'Amelio. They did a campaign with her. She got her own personalized drink at Dunkin' Donuts called the Charli.
I'm at Dunkin' right now, about to order the Charli for the first time ever.
And now there kind of is an iced coffee craze that came just from what the biggest TikToker was drinking.
You really can't manufacture authenticity.
No, you can't. And that's the biggest part about.
People can see right through it.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
I think your perspective is skewed as far as Dunkin' Donuts is just a brand that people just know.
I think the perspectives are just passing each other because I think Rich is right. There's probably more to it than just Charli D'Amelio
being like, I love iced coffee.
Yeah, like maybe,
Right.
I'm sure it started that way. I think the key is that Dunkin', isn't it kind of a brand that appeals to not an older crowd, but just not a 16 or 15-year-old?
Yeah,
Would you say that?
It's not a youthful brand.
Right.
Right.
So, and that's where Dunkin' is genius for then reciprocating that and
Exactly.
saying, hey, Charli D'Amelio, let's do a brand deal, because they're then reaching 15-year-olds who may have never even heard of Dunkin', don't drink coffee.
Or iced coffee, for that matter.
Yeah.
They've
Right,
never had it
and-
before. They got into this before Starbucks got
Right.
involved.
Yeah,
Totally.
and now I see people, more of that age group on
Yep.
TikTok, my iced coffee order.
Exactly.
From
Yeah,
that,
exactly. Now
you
it's like
know?
it's a status symbol. They've somehow leveraged this from, it started as authentic, then it became brand endorsement. But now they've reached an audience that they would not have reached had they not had that influencer relationship.
Exactly. So again, people think of it as B2C, but I want to talk today about how to actually use it in B2B. So first thing you want to do when using this in B2B is find out who your Dream 100 is.
Mm-hmm.
And this is who owns your audience. And these are the people that you want to intentionally build relationships with and make these connections with.
Who are the next that turn the heads, right?
Right. Who are the leaders that are in the industry that you're trying to appeal to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to find the experts who people already know, like, and trust, and figure out a way to get on their radar.
Yeah.
And see if there is something that could be an authentic connection there.
Right.
Whether to get in front of their audience.
LinkedIn, find other strategic ways to connect with them. The other thing is like how you're going to collaborate with them.
Another one that I think gets overlooked is complementary products.
Mm-hmm.
People that are your ideal customer are using a variety of products. Go find those other companies, those products, and go find the people behind them and make connections there.
Yeah. And when I'm talking about like putting together things that are going to influence your audiences, maybe it's so simple as like a webinar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's free. That's something that's going to add value to the audience's life.
Right. A co-branded webinar that is reaching both your audience and serving them, but also serving the audience that you're trying to get in front of and getting your brand out there too. All right. So the second key takeaway is that you want to think beyond social. Obviously, the majority of influencer marketing is sort of happening around, in and around social media,
Mm-hmm.
but there are ancillary channels that you want to explore that can have just the same effect. So any person or channel that your audience knows and trusts can be an influencer, right?
Absolutely.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, what are the newsletters that they might be reading? Obviously, those are big right now, whether it's Morning Brew or The Skim, or those might be too broad, but go find the industry newsletters.
Yeah.
Who are the people that they trust? Maybe even sponsorship opportunity there, because yes, it's a paid endorsement, but you're getting in front of an audience that is influenced daily by this channel, right? So you're borrowing the trust of the channel.
Agreed.
So there's a level of trust there that you can lean into.
So really that brings it back to the most important point of influencer marketing, whether it's B2C or B2B. You want to be authentic. You want to make these relationships make sense. So this brings us back to the last takeaway, and I would say the most important takeaway, whether in influencer marketing, whether it's B2C or B2B, is that you want to be 100% authentic and
Absolutely.
lean in to genuine connections and the content that you're creating. Because at the end of the day, I feel like most people can sniff out the fakes.
Yeah, and you may fool them for a little bit, but at the end of the day, they'll sniff it out.
Right.
They'll sniff it out. And even if they don't, you still, for your brand connection that you want to create, should be built upon authenticity.
So I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
So do you like the Stanley Cup?
I do. I love it.
All right, I've seen it enough on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have your word for it. I think I'm gonna go get me a Stanley Cup.
So I'll send you my affiliate link, and I'll
Perfect.
be your
Link in
influencer.
your bio.
Link in bio.
Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more content, make sure you click here and here. See you next time. That's fine. All right, Chris, your turn.
I think you nailed it.